All right. I just watched a TV show, a professional wrestling TV show, and this is going to be my official review and if you should watch it or not. So, a few months ago, the wrestling show called Monster Factory, a documentary about the legendary wrestling training school, the Monster Factory, aired on Apple TV. And should you watch this? Absolutely. This 6 episode documentary gives a really good insight into like the next tier below that we've gotten. We've gotten an insight on like WWE, we've gotten an insight on AEW, but we've never gotten to the steps before the popular wrestling company, the steps where you're training, you're trying to make it to that next level. And I think the Monster Factory does a really good job at showing that side of the business. The show follows a few different wrestlers who are trying to make it big, plus Danny Cage, who owns and runs and coaches at the Monster Factory. And am I a little biased? Sure. I don't live that far away from the Monster Factory. I'm about 30 or 40 minutes away, and I just think this gives a great insight into the business. It goes to show like how truly difficult it is to make it not only to WWE but to other companies who are way smaller than WWE, and it just goes to show how hard these people are actually trying to work. It goes to show like how much these people are putting their bodies on their line, their mental well-being, their health, all of that stuff. They're putting a lot of things on the line to follow their dream of becoming a well-known professional wrestler. And the aesthetic of the show is really good as well. When they're showing you different reenactments, they're having the actual wrestlers do it, and I think they do it in a way that isn't like cheesy or corny or that sort of thing. Like, they do it in a pretty intriguing way, and the aesthetic of it, like I said, it is super good. It's a great documentary. If you're into professional wrestling, you should definitely watch this. Or if you're trying to get someone into professional wrestling, or if you're trying to show someone a little bit more about like the professional wrestling life, then you need to get them to watch this documentary, because it does a great job of not only showing you like that level of people trying to train, but it also educates you a little bit on the important things that you need to know in the professional wrestling business, like the terminology, the moves, how dangerous it really is, that sort of thing. And so an overview of the show is that it follows about 5 or 6 wrestlers who are trying to make it big, the best 5 or 6 wrestlers at the Monster Factory training. And then Danny Cage, the owner and the head trainer there, is trying to put on a big showcase, which is in the final episode, which they held at the legendary 2300 Arena, which is in South Philly. It's, again, only 20 or 30 minutes from where I live, and I was just there recently for an MLW show. It's an absolutely legendary venue, the ECW Arena. You can't beat it. If you have an opportunity to go there, you definitely should go there. But basically, it just follows the road to him and to these wrestlers getting ready for that showcase. And it's them trying to get tryouts for WWE, trying to do these different things. But then he is just trying to showcase his talent, because there's different scouts that come to the showcase, and he's really just trying to elevate his wrestlers. And he is one of the best trainers in the world. I think they said he's had 11 wrestlers get signed to major companies over the past 12 years, which is an unreal stat. To have that many wrestlers go on to get signed to big companies is insane. Wrestlers like Damian Priest, Matt Riddle, plus a ton of others all went through the Monster Factory. QT Marshall went through the Monster Factory. Like, there's a ton of well-known and big wrestlers that went through this wrestling school, and it just goes to show, like, no matter how small you are, you can have an impact on whatever industry that you're in. Now, sadly, the show is not getting picked up for a second season on Apple TV. A lot of the reviews were really good. They just didn't end up getting enough viewers, and I think it's probably mostly due to because wrestling is a very niche sport, and I think that they probably didn't push this as much as they pushed their other shows, but that doesn't mean it's not going to get picked up by another streaming service, or that another season can't be made. But it's right now, it does look like it's unlikely that there's going to be a second season. But regardless of that, you should definitely go back and watch it if you have Apple TV. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let me know in the comments below, do you want to see more videos like this? And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for all of the wrestling content that your brain can handle.